What's happening, baseball fans? Hello, Mets fans. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Friday night. GnR Run the Mets. I'm here with our resident baseball genius, Mr. Gus Ramsey. Gus, how are you, sir?
I've been downgraded to somewhat knowledgeable blowhard, given our team's current performance in the last few weeks. So genius is off the table right now.
Well,
But
Gus,
well,
these are the
we're
Mets, right?
yeah. Nothing comes easy very often. Only a handful of years. Really, only one.
Yeah.
Where maybe two. I think 2006 they kind of cruised all season long. But this is the life of a Mets fan. We're going to try to right the ship tonight. It's remarkable that where we were at the end of May, that somehow we're now clinging to the second wild card spot with
Yeah.
the red hot Pirates, no less, who've won 7 in a row. But the good news is we've shown we're capable of rattling off wins. We're going to try to start that again tonight.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Hello, everybody. Greetings. What's going on, Bender Guy? Good to see you. Good to see you, Thistle Droid. Good to see everybody here tonight. Real quick, before we jump in, and we are going to get going real quick, want to let everybody know that this Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on the MLB Network, thanks in no small part to this excellent person right here above me, Out of the Park Baseball 21, we will be unveiling our official 2020 60 game crazy sprint, nobody knows what's going on season. We're going to be unveiling them live, MLB Network, next Tuesday, or not this coming Tuesday, at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're very excited. There's also going to be a big breakdown in The Athletic on our simulations, and there's also going to be a podcast about it, out of the park now this week. So we are very excited. This is always a thrill to be able to work with MLB Network. And again, Gus, you're the guy who several years ago, because you're just a really nice person, you're a big reason why we do this every year. So on behalf of all of us at Out of the Park, thank you for making some of those introductions. We appreciate that.
Well, if nothing else, I know good TV, and so if I can put more good TV on TV, I'm happy to do it. I'm curious from the chat. I think one thing we can talk tonight about while we're working through is what are people's over unders for what the best record in the 60 games is going to be.
Great
Uh,
question.
and what team do they think will rack up the most wins? I think it's really interesting because, as much as maybe the powerhouses, you might look at some of the Eastern Division teams, they got to play each other. The NL East and AL East, we're going to beat up on each other a little bit. If you're a West Coast team in the AL, you're going to have to play the Dodgers more than you normally would have. It might be like a NL Central team comes away with the best record in baseball. But I'm curious what people think, who they think might have the best record, and what they would set as the over/under for the best record in the regular season.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Now I'm not going to weigh in because I've spent about 15 hours the last few days going over the data, so I'm very biased now. But I will say that it's very interesting looking at what a 60 game season looks like from a statistical perspective because Gus, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
It doesn't make sense. Like the absolute positive leader offensively, it looks like somebody who had a pretty pretty decent 3 month stretch. Like it's strange, but so it's one of those things,
and we don't have anything to compare it to.
right?
I mean, our shortest seasons of our lifetime are, still 110 games or whatever it were. I forget what the totals were, maybe when we had a couple work stoppages in the 80s, but, nothing really close to 60. So there's so many variables. I can't believe we're getting to start a week from today.
Yeah,
Uh, that's going to be exciting. Looking forward to watching some of the I don't know what are the preseason games, whether we want to call them this weekend, Mets and Yankees and others. No fans in the crowd, so many, the DH, so many interesting things. I could talk for an hour on the effect of the relief pitcher having to face three batters. If there was no DH, you would come into really interesting situations. I was thinking about this the other day where maybe as a manager, you don't double switch because you only want your lefty guy to come in and get the third out of an inning. And then pinch hit for him the next inning because you don't want him to come in and start the next inning and face two righties or three righties, whatever it is. But knowing that you can kind of fudge the rule, if you can get a guy to get that third out, in some instances you might double switch to get more length out of a guy. But in this rule, without a DH, you might just sacrifice that pitcher for the one batter or two batters and pinch hit for him and not double switch. We're not going to see that this year, but excited just to get it started and excited to try to win some games tonight.
Indeed. So a couple of quick ones. Zach Delcher is calling for 37-23 of the Dodgers as the best record. And Bender Guy's looking at a 42-18 Yankees squad, and he said that's coming from a Mets fan. So a couple of early
42 seems really high. And the Yankees, as always, are a little beat up. And again, they're going to have to play the Mets, the Phillies, the Nats. The Rays obviously are good. Boston's not as good. Baltimore stinks. Not sure what Toronto is. But, yeah, we might see some team just come out of the gate stupid hot. And then you just never know. Like, you can get three guys on a team get COVID and changes the whole dynamic.
That's
so
exactly
it's going to be crazy for a lot of reasons. Every team is just going to hold their breath. You keep the virus out of the locker rooms and doesn't just wipe your team out completely. In Iowa, the high schools play their spring sports in the summertime, and they've been playing their softball and baseball leagues this summer. And for the sectionals, and they're getting to their playoff times. And there was one team that was the number one seed, and two guys on their team got COVID, and they had to shut their team down. So we're going to see weird stuff.
We're going to see very weird stuff. All right, well, let's get to some of our virtual 2020 full 162 game Mets. Here's where we stand right this minute. Gus Ramsey, we are in third place in the National League East, 8.5 games behind the Braves, 5.5 behind the Phillies. We are currently in the wild card position. We are 1.5 game ahead of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates have won 7 in a row. We've lost 3 in a row. Phillies have won 3 in a row. Everybody's winning except us, Gus. Look at that. You got the Phillies, the Mets, Pirates, Marlins, Diamondbacks, Reds, Padres. They all got W's in their streaks except for us. But we're still there. If we just hold serve, Gus, we'll still make it to the playoffs.
Well, a little bit scary in so much as it doesn't look like there's too much competition in the NL Central, whereas our division is a little more stacked. So the Pirates, on paper probably have a bit of an easier schedule, but they are the Pirates. I don't know if the computer made any deadline trades for them or anything like that. So I feel good about us staying in it, given that we're, 5 games up on the Marlins in the loss column there. It could be a Mets Pirates battle the rest of the way, but at some point we got to start winning. We got to overcome not having Jacob deGrom for the rest of the year. We need these other starting pitchers to step up, and it starts with Steven Matz.
Right. So here's the schedule right now. We and we're not looking back. We're not looking at that 2-1 15-inning loss. No siree. So we got 2 with the Braves and 3 with the Phillies in front of us. What do you want to do, Mr. Ramsey?
I want to play this first one. I like the idea of Steven Matz against the Braves lineup and their lefty bats. And then I think I want to play an Angels game just because it's Mike Trout and because the Angels are really good too. At least the Braves, the Phillies, and the Angels are about a combined 66 games over 500 so far.
Indeed they are.
This could be a tough night, but it could be a glorious night if we can get some wins.
That's right. And we still got plenty. We got 4 left with the Phils near the end of the year, so hopefully those are still meaningful games.
And 3 big ones in Pittsburgh.
That's right. So
big ones at the moment.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's see what this important message. Oh, Conforto is going to be out for 3 weeks. That's an important message.
Yeah.
That is.
We just got him back.
Yeah, we did just get him back. Out for 3 weeks. All right, so we probably need to go to our rosters and transactions for a minute or two here.
It's funny because before we signed on, we checked on the injured list and went,
That's
okay,
right.
those two guys.
All right,
Oof.
so we're going to put him on the
And
10-day. And who are we going to bring up?
all right, so first, let's just make life a little easier for ourselves and make Jeff McNeil's primary position right field.
Okay.
And
What do
that'll
we do
save
that in strategy, right?
So yeah, go. I think you can just click on him, but yeah, you can do player strategy, I guess probably.
All right, so we're going to make Jeff McNeil. Why do I only see the pitchers?
It's just the way they're stacked.
So we're going to go to McNeil,
Yep.
and we are going to force lineup spot. We're going to force using right field, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. All right.
Okay. And then we got to call somebody up.
All right. I'm going to save because, I'm just going to save. And so now I got to bring somebody up, as you said. So we're going to bring up, what are we thinking? An outfielder, most likely?
Well, I just made McNeil my right fielder. So
Right.
scroll through the major league team real quick, just so I can see what my outfielders look like.
Sure. So let's see.
We
You
got
got
Cespedes, JD, Nemo, McNeil. Then I got Alonso, Cano, Rosario. Do I have a backup first baseman?
Adams.
I got the great Matt Adams. Um,
Everybody wants Tebow, by the way. They're all saying Tebow, Gus, just so you know.
Fine. We will call up Tim Tebow.
We're calling up Tebow?
Because you know what? This team needs some positive mojo, and there is no more positive person on the planet than Tim Tebow.
Love it. Tim Tebow on your New York Mets.
And, we're calling him up when we're in Atlanta, which is close to Gator country.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Somebody else is asking for Marisnik. I think he's probably burned his last bridge with you. Is that right, Gus?
Until we can figure out our own garbage can banging system to help him out offensively, it's going to have to be without Mr. Marisnik. So, in your lineups down there at the bottom, what are we missing? Lineup versus righty. So we got a center fielder. We need a left fielder. So Cespedes goes into the lineup.
I somehow replaced somebody. What did I just do there? Who did I
Took
replace?
Ramos out by accident.
All right.
All right, so now this is our lineup versus righties. So the regular lineup: Nimmo, Rosario, McNeil, Alonso, Ramos. Move Cano up to 6. Cespedes Davis. That's fine. All good there. And then so lineup versus lefty. So Nimmo needs to go into the lineup. So this is, we're going to have to ride our horses here. So against the lefty, I want to go Rosario 1, McNeil 2, Alonso 3, Ramos 4, Davis, flip Nimmo and Cano. And then Yo's in left, Nimmo's in center, McNeil's in right. All right. This lineup should still win.
Agreed. And who's pitching for us now? Let's take a look at that.
Nats and Stroman, Porcello, Rodriguez, and Syndergaard.
All right. Let's go beat the Braves. What do you say?
Let's give it a shot. Looks like we got both Diaz and Lugo are a little tired, so we're going to need some length from Mr. Matz tonight. Did our lineup stick? It looks like it did. Yep.
Facing the red-hot Mike Soroka.
Yeah, this hopefully will be a bit of a pitch.
13-3 with a 1.95 ERA, Gus.
Wow. And then in their lineup, they got only 2 lefties and a switch hitter in there. And the dreaded Adani Echeverria lingering down in the 8 hole.
Bender Guy says Tebow hits a home run in his first at-bat, then goes on a 0 for 42 stretch. Book it.
That's what he did, like at every level he's played at. you can start the game, but when I moved back to Florida in the summer of 2017, he was on the Florida State Mets, and they were playing in Kissimmee. So my son and I drove out to go see him play.
Nice.
And it was the second game of a 3-game series. About a half an hour before the game, my son's on Twitter, and he looks up and he says, Tebow's not in the lineup. I said, what? He's not in the lineup. He's not playing tonight. And there were 2 people sitting behind us in Florida Gators jerseys who said, did you say he's not in the lineup? He said, yeah, he's not starting. They got up and left.
Wow.
And then he played the next day and hit a homer. So
I'm a big Tim Tebow fan. I met him very briefly in an airport, and he was incredibly nice and gracious. And I'm sure I know he was trying to just sort of hide in the corner, right? Because he's Tim Tebow in the Philadelphia airport. This is when he was in the Eagles organization. Yeah. But I just went up to him and shook his hand and said, "Hey, I really love what you do," and just
really. Yeah, I mean, I don't ever get the criticism. He's exactly what we want all our athletes to be.
Yep, exactly right.
God bless him. Oh, we're actually in New York. We're not in Atlanta. Okay, well.
That's right.
There we go.
All right, let's do it. I'm just going to pitch away unless you tell me to do something else.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to worry about NCAA bunting just yet.
All right. So here we go. Pretty much we're getting close to, I mean, look, it's not must-win time, but we need to go on a nice, get 8 out of 9 and 11 out of 13 here. That's what we need.
Productive evening, that's for sure.
All right, so here's Inciarte. He leads off, ground ball over to third, 1 away.
A lot of ground balls tonight would be good.
J.D. Davis there at third. Here's Ozuna. He strikes out swinging. And here's Acuna. And that is a ground ball to Rosario, who boots it. Or it goes as a single, excuse me.
Oh.
Either way, Freeman, the vicious Freeman, is at first.
Let's shift right with the infield and put the outfield deep.
Excuse me, Freeman is at the plate and Acuna at first. And the outfield is deep.
And hold the runner, please.
And we're holding the runner. All right, 0-1 pitch to Freeman. I don't like this count. Oh, he hit him.
All right, better than a homer.
Absolutely. All right, so now we got Camargo up.
We're good. Just pitch away.
And here's Camargo with the 2-0 pitch. I don't like that count either. That is ripped. That's going to get all the way to the wall. So after getting the first 2, Matz then proceeds to give up a 2-out, 2-run triple. Wow is right, Gus. Come on. Matz.
Looked like we were out of the inning off the bat. So much for that.
So much for that, indeed. Here's Andrelton Simmons, and he gets a 1-0 pitch, and that's a ground ball over to first, and that should be the 3rd out of the inning, and it is. The Braves get 2 in the top of the 1st.
The good news is sometimes Steven Matz has the 1 bad inning, and then he cruises after that. So, but, you know, if you go by Soroka's ERA, we've already lost.
All right, here is Nimmo. We bunting or we hitting?
We're hitting.
All right. Nimmo's got a 2-2 pitch. Soroka 2nd in the National League in wins and 1st in ERA. That is not the kind of game you want to get down early 2-0. Nimmo strikes out. Here's Rosario. He's got a 1-1 pitch. And that's a ground ball to short. 2 away.
Still got bats in this lineup. These guys got to wake up a little bit.
That's right. Here's Jeff McNeil.
Certainly losing Conforto doesn't help.
McNeil is swinging at the first pitch. And he hits it to second, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Mets. All right. Flowers, Hechavarria, and Soroka are up. Here's Flowers, the catcher. He's swinging at the first pitch. And that is a ground ball over to Rosario, 1 away. Hechavarria, the tormentor of Gus Ramsey, gets a 2-2 count. And that is ground ball down to third. That's going to be tough to play to make, and they do not make it. That is a single, so he is at first with 1 away, and the pitcher is up. You think they're going to sacrifice here, right?
Yeah, corners are in, so we're good there. Just hold the runner.
All right, corners are in, holding the runner. First pitch, bunt down the first base line. Are they going to go to second? They are not. It's a successful sacrifice, And now you got the leadoff hitter up with 2 outs and Hechavarria at second. Straight up?
Yep.
All right. 1-0 pitch. And that is a line out to third base. So Matz goes scoreless in the second.
What do people think will be the lowest win total in baseball? What's the over-under for fewest wins?
Great question, chat. Who's going to win the fewest games in the major leagues this year? That one I will, even though I've been diving in it, I will weigh in on that one, and I think it's It's going to be probably the overwhelming choice. That's going to be the Orioles.
But what's the number? 15?
Yeah, I'm going to go. 15 is a really good number. I'm going to go 18. Here's Alonso, who has, let's face it, Gus, he's been killing us all year long.
Well, he was doing really well for a while, got hurt. We didn't let him have a rehab, and the game has hated us for that.
I tell you.
Vicious. It was a big deal.
Ramos hits a sky-high ball to left field, but that is going to be caught. 2 away.
When you think about who the Orioles are going to have to play,
oof.
They're going to, even the Marlins are probably substantially better than the Orioles.
The Orioles have a really good farm system. Unfortunately, there's no such thing as a farm system anymore, so that doesn't really help.
We might see them in September. That could be their taxi squad.
Good point. All right, so the Mets go scoreless in the second. It's the third, and we've got Ozuna, Acuna, and Freeman. So we got, Schultz says the Mariners, but Schultz, you got to give us a number. PB42 says the Orioles in 21, and Thistleroyd has the Orioles going 13 and 47.
Woo.
1-0 pitch. That is a slow roller. Matt scampers over, picks it up. 1 away. Here's Acuna.
I haven't looked at their schedule, but was it they started that 1 year 0-22?
0-23, I believe.
0-23?
That was when Frank Robinson. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, here's Acuna with a 1-0 pitch. And that is another slow roller picked up by the pitcher and 2 outs.
It's one of Tim Kirkson's favorite stories to tell is Frank Robinson towards the end of that losing streak was talking with, I believe it was President Reagan at the time, and President Reagan was trying to console him, and he said, "I know how you feel," and Frank Robinson said, "No, sir, I don't think you do."
We got another one here. Schultz says the Mariners with 20. That's his number. Oh, by the way, PB corrects us. They were 0-21, not 23. My bad.
21.
And Bender Guy says he's going to take a different route. He's going to Royals at 19 and 41.
Interesting. Yeah, Royals, not too much talent and a tough division. I just saw Alcides Escobar, the guy who was the Royals' leadoff man in that 2015 World Series, is playing in Japan this year. How fast he fell off.
Indeed. Freeman walks. He's at first with 2 away, and Camargo at the plate. What's that?
We're just pitching away here.
All right. 1-0 to Camargo. And that is a base hit to center field. Once again, 2 out. Some 2 out Devils for Mats here.
Camargo, too. Can't get him out.
All right. Simmons, the shortstop, is up. 2 on, 2 out.
Yeah, this was a big trade by the Braves to pick him up.
Indeed. They are going for it. 1-1 pitch to Simmons, and that is a base hit to center field. We're gonna have a play at the plate, I think. Here comes the throw, and it does not look like it'll be close, and it is not. It is 3-0. Again, all of the runs scored with 2 outs. Here's Flowers, and he hits a fly ball to, looks like shallow center field. Yep, and the play is made. So the Braves get 1 more. It's 3-0 after 2.5. The Mets bats have got to come to life. Here's Cespedes, Davis, and Matz. Oh, come on, yo. A lot of ground balls to second, feels like, for Cespedes this year.
Yeah, I don't think the game isn't very high on Cespedes. I don't think the game is seeing the batting practice and the condition that you want to Cespedes. appears to be in real life.
Well, when we get the live starts connected next week with live data, hopefully those start to inject a little juice into Cespedes because he is struggling. Davis strikes out, and now here's Matt's up with 2 outs. So it looks like the Mets are going to go hitless through the first 3 innings, and indeed they are.
9 up and 9 down.
9 up, 9 down. Here's Hechavarria, Soroka, and Inciarte facing Mats, who's given up 3 runs and 5 hits in 3 innings.
Nothing else. I need some length out of him tonight.
Hechavarria does not get a leadoff walk with 3-1, but there is a botched play, and he is at first on an error by, I believe that was Alonso who got the error. Could have been Davis with the throwing error. Either way, it's an error. So here is Soroka, who I'm sure will be bunting again. So we're going to hold the runner and corners in?
Yep.
All right. And, of course, he is bunting again. Once again down to Alonso at first. And once again, Alonso over to first for the easy out. Hechavarria at second. 1 away for Inciarte. 1-1 to the Braves leadoff hitter. Ground ball down to third. The runner does not advance. 2 away. Davis and Alonso do make the connection there. So now 2 outs. Ozuna at the plate. That is a 3-0 count. He's swinging on the 3-0 count. Hits the ball deep in the hole at short, but the play is made. Not smart hitting right there, Gus Ramsey.
He did us a huge favor. I guess with a 3-run lead, you're okay with him swinging there, but with Freeman and Acuna coming, I'm glad he swung away.
Evans, will we ever get a filter on Perfect Team to only show cards you don't already own? Ever? I can't say that it won't be ever. I can tell you it won't be soon because that's very taxing on the database, and we're trying to improve the performance as much as we can. So that's a performance thing. But thanks for the question. All right, here we go. Nimmo, Rosario, Mcneil. Can the Mets get a base runner? Yes.
Yes, they can.
All right, 2-2 to Nimmo. He strikes out for the second time today. Very unbranded Nimmo-like. Here's Rosario. He's got a 2-1 count. This is a hitter's count. That's a ground ball down to third. The play is going to be made. 2 away. Here's Mcneil. Mcneil's got an 0-1 count. And that is a ground ball to short. So it's 4 perfect innings so far for Mike Soroka, which, considering he leads the National League in wins and is number 2 in ERA, not unexpected. Here's Acuna Jr. leading off the 5th. He's got a 1-2 count. Mats takes him out. Mats has no problem with the first or second batter of the inning, Gus. No problem whatsoever. Here's Freeman. You want to shift right here?
Yeah, give me the deep shift right.
Deep shift right for Freddie Freeman. 2-2 count. And the left-hander grounds it right into that deep shift right for the out. 2 away. And now it is the impossible to get out, Johan Camargo. 2-2 to him. And he hits it well to left field. And that is a long home run. Wow. 435-foot home run. And it's 4-0 Braves.
Hey, with 2 outs.
2 outs. Who would have thought it?
Yeah. Let's jump into the bullpen.
Yes, there is a giveaway tonight, by the way, BD Crow. I'm going to do that get that fired up in a little bit.
Yeah, Steven Matz is giving away runs.
Well, yeah, that too.
Let's warm up Seawald.
All right. Yep, we'll fire up a giveaway in a little bit. All right, so here's Andrelton Simmons with 2 outs, which means he's going to get on base. Ground ball down to third, and the play is made. So 4-0 through 4.5. The Mets do not have a hit yet. Here's Alonso, Ramos, and Cano. Alonso with the 2-2 pitch. That is strike 3. Here is Ramos.
He's hit the only fly ball so far today.
1-1 pitch to him. That's a ground ball down to third. The Buffalo is trying, but he's not going to get there. 2 away.
Does it show ground ball fly ball?
Soroka was injured.
Oh.
And he is coming out of the game after 4 2/3 perfect innings. Wow, Gus, that's a shocker.
Here's something I like to say from time to time. I don't root for injuries, but I will celebrate them. I'm glad that he is out of the game.
4 2/3 perfect. But now it's a new pitcher. It is Bryce Wilson. Here's Robbie Cano, and he rips it down the first base line, but that is an out. So through 5, still 4-0.
All right. I'm done with Mr. Matz. So let's get Seawald in there in a double switch.
Okay.
Put him in Cano's spot.
All right.
And let's stick Jed Lowry in the game in the 9 hole. And put him at second base.
All right. So, Seawald in against Flowers, Hechavarria, and Wilson. He's got the inflated 5.25 ERA. That is a ground ball down to short, 1 away. The door is slightly ajar. That's exactly right. What's happening, Dangerous Dean? All right, here's Hechavarria. 1 for 2 today. 2-2 count. And that is a strikeout. And here is the pinch hitter, Rafael Ortega. So Wilson will not continue in the game. 2-2 count to Ortega. And that is a strikeout, but the ball gets by Ramos. So Ortega will be safe at first with speed for Inciarte.
Hold the runner, please.
All right. Holding the runner, 1-2 to Inciarte, and that is ripped down the left field line. That's going to be extra bases. The question is the runner going to score? Cespedes whips it in, and here comes the runner, and he will score. And it is 5-0 Braves.
Another 2-out run.
I think every run has been scored with 2 outs.
They all have been, but this one, after a drop third strike, is really rubbing it in.
Indeed. There's a ground ball to short, and the play is made. It's 5-0 Braves after 5.5. Mets still don't have a hit. Here is Cespedes, Davis, and Lowry.
Mets don't have a base runner.
No. 1-0 count to Cespedes. And that is a well-hit, well-struck ball to left field. But the play is made, 1 away. By the way, the pitcher is Shane Green.
Similar to the Buccigross Overtime Challenge on Twitter, people now need to submit who they think will be the first Mets base runner. And obviously you would put none if you think that there's going to be a perfect name.
First Mets base runner, chat. You got a couple of seconds here. Now you can't see. I'm going to actually turn off the camera here for a second so they can see the lineups here.
Lineups, there you go.
Yeah, so they can see that. So, all right, Chad, who, if anyone, is going to be the first Met to get on base tonight? That is the question.
I'm going to put my money on Mcneil.
I'm going to say Rosario.
Okay.
Zach says Lowry. He is due, that's for sure. Pidge says the Polar Bear. Evans is going Mcneil. PB says Davis. Dangerous Dean says Davis. And Bender says Nimmo. Some lunatic is going with a Nimmo infield hit as well.
All right. Well, Davis is up right now, so we're going to prove somebody right or wrong right away.
That's right. 0-1 to Davis, and that is a pop fly.
Yep.
Pop fly to center field, 2 away. And so here's Lowry. This was Zach who was calling for Lowry, who's got that 1-0 count, that hitter's count. That is a ground ball down to first, and the play is made. And yes, by the way, I'm with you, Bender Guy, with that animation. It is annoying when the infielder gets the replay and doesn't throw home. I'm with you. We are definitely have some improvements to continue to work on with the animations. All right, it is 5-0 in the 7th.
18 up and 18 down. Let's jump into the bullpen. And let's go to Brock, warm up.
All right, Brock warming up is what we're doing. All right, Seawald's got Acuna, Freeman, and Camargo. Here is Acuna. 3-1 count to him. And he walks. He's at first with nobody out and Freeman at the plate.
Pitch out.
There's the pitch out. He's not running. 1-0 count.
Hold the runner. Double play depth.
All right. Double play depth. Holding the runner. 1-1 to Freeman. And that is ripped opposite field over the left fielder's head all the way to the wall. Freddie Freeman doing what Freddie Freeman does. Gets a double. Of course, because there aren't two outs, the runner does not score because he holds up. Second and third, nobody out.
Visit the mound.
All right.
And let's bring in Mr. Brock.
He says he's gassed. Are we doing any more double switching or just bringing Rob?
At this point, we're just playing it out. Bringing Brock straight up.
All right.
And then bringing the infield in.
Yeah, no, I hear you, Bender Guy, and I appreciate that. There have been definitely a ton of animation improvements, but that doesn't mean we can't still make them better. And that's what it's all about. Until there's nothing to complain about, we'll keep on it. All right. So you said we're bringing the infield in. Did I hear you say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Infield in, Camargo at the plate, and Brock on the mound.
He's already having a big day.
2-2 to Camargo, and that's a strikeout. 1 away.
So Simmons and then Flowers. All right. I'm going to intentionally walk Simmons.
All right.
And then we'll go double play depth for Flowers.
Double play depth for Flowers. All right. 1-2 to Flowers. And that is a fly ball to center field. That looks like that will score the runner because it took a diving catch to make the play. So it is now 6-0 Braves. And really, it's not about whether we're going to win or lose. It's about whether we're going to be combined no hit at this point. Right?
Combined perfect game at this point.
2-2 to Hechavarria, and that is a strikeout. So it is 6-0 heading to the bottom of the seventh. The Mets still do not have a base runner. And it's Nimmo, Rosario, Mcneil. Now I know somebody had Nimmo. A couple. Bender Guy had Nimmo. Zen Lunatic had Nimmo with the infield hit qualifier.
Yeah. You had Rosario. I had Mcneil.
Right. So it's a 3-1 count to Nimmo, and Mr. On-base percentage does not walk. Instead, he gets the base hit.
Oh, there we go.
So ding, 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 Bender Guy, Lunatic. If you hadn't said infield, you would have gotten full credit. You're still getting credit, though. Still getting credit. All right. Well done, Nimmo. Well done.
Where are we? All right, we're still away from the pitcher. Yeah, go ahead. Swing away with Ahmed.
Rosario's got an 0-2 count, and he strikes out on 3 pitches. Here's Mcneil. Mcneil's got a 1-1 count, and that is a ground ball over to second, so we're still at the minimum faced, Gus, with the double play.
I'm at my minimum patience with this team.
Here's Brock. Are we going to get somebody warming up, you think? Or
Nah, bottom of the order here. We got to get some length out of somebody.
Culbertson is pinch hitting, and he pops it up in a very strange looking pop up, and there's 1 away. Here is Inciarte. 2-1 count to him. And that is ripped into center field for a base hit. He's a 1-out base runner.
Double play depth, hold the runner.
Double play depth, holding the runner. Ozuna. And he gets a base hit to left field, so now it's first and second, 1 away.
All right, now we got to get somebody up. He's running out of steam soon. Let's make it Familia.
All right, Familia warms up.
And let's visit the mound just to tell Brad that he's a ground ball pitcher and we need a ground ball here.
All right, very good. Calling for the ground ball. The runners are moving. Ramos can't get the ball out of his glove. It's a double steal up 6-0. Some glares being shot from the New York dugout over to the Atlanta side, Gus.
Yeah, go ahead and pitch to Mr. Acuna.
2-2 to Acuna. And that is a fly ball. Hit pretty well to center field. That'll score the runner. Acuna with the RBI. It's going to be 7-0 Braves. And to third, or Zuna to third, and Freeman at the plate with 2 outs and a man on third.
You can go ahead and hit the batter here.
All right. And they hit him. Very nice. Well done.
Now, that's what they get for their double steal. Now let's go to the bullpen to Mr. Familia.
Schultz was right on it. Schultz said, hit him, send a message, and then bravo. Well done, Gus.
And this will be a double switch.
All
so, right. Oh, you know what's going to happen here, don't you?
Yeah.
Familia is going to go into the 3 spot.
All right.
And Mr. Tebow will go into the 6 spot.
There it is. The crowd roars.
And Tebow goes to right field.
The crowd roars. Bravo. What's happening, Max Fire? Tebow time. That's right.
By the way, there's no chance that the Braves retaliate because they do not want to get in a fight with Pete Alonso, Tim Tebow, and Yoenis Cespedes. That is a losing proposition.
Familia is in first and third, 2 outs, down 7. It's garbage time defined right now. 0-1 count. And that is a ground ball, or a line out to second, excuse me, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. So will the Braves retaliate? That's what we're waiting to see here. We got Alonso, Ramos, and Tebow coming up. Here's the polar bear. 3-1 count to him. And that is a walk. Mets only their second base runner against new pitcher Jeremy Walker.
Everybody in the chat predict what Tim Tebow does when in his first at bat.
Yep, let's do that. Come on, chat. What's Tebow going to do? He's on deck. What is he going to do? Let's see. Here's Ramos. Ramos has a 2-1 count, and that is a ground ball to third. That is a Ramos, I was going to say, it should be a Ramos double play special, but it's not. Ramos is at first. Tim Tebow at the plate. Chat, what's going to happen? So I'm seeing home run, whiff, strikeout, strikeout, ground ball to the pitcher, fly out, backwards strikeout, strikeout, ground out, strikeout, homer or strikeout, obviously. Double play for Tebow, and a strikeout looking, and another strikeout.
He's wearing number 85, is that correct?
Infield pop. I don't know. This is his first Major League Baseball plate appearance.
What's it say there? Does that say number 85, Tim Tebow?
It, where does it say the number?
Down below, next to his thing where he's batting.
Oh, number 85. Yes, thank you.
There you go. All right, we gave him a tight end number.
There you go. All right. Are we putting the Buffalo in motion here?
No, but you want to go. You want to go pitch by pitch to Tebow?
Yeah, we got to go pitch by pitch for Tebow. We swinging away from the start, or are we going to take a pitch or two?
Oh no, Timmy's up there hacking.
All right. First pitch is ball 1. Second pitch is strike 1.
Boom.
The next pitch, foul ball, 1-2 count.
Oh, he gave it a rip.
He did. Next pitch, ball 2, 2-2 count. The next pitch is a base hit. Base hit to center field for Tim Tebow. There it is.
Take that ball out. Let's go.
That's awesome. Nobody predicted a single. We got a lot of different stuff, but no singles. Look at that.
Here's what I know. Here's what I know. Late in the game when Tim Tebow's down 7, he's going to make something happen.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right. You know from Tebow time, Gus Ramsey. You know.
Now I hope Cespedes hits a ground ball to short, and Tebow goes in and blows up Echeverria at second base.
That is an 0-2 count. Ground ball to second.
Take him out, Timmy. There you go. Rolled up Echeverria and couldn't make the throw to first.
Oh, my gosh.
Getting a huge ovation as he comes off the field.
First and third, the crowd goes nuts for Tebow. Absolutely bonkers. Here is Davis. And that is a base hit. So the Mets will not be shut out tonight, guys. Davis gets the RBI. The Mets are on the board. 7. Here's Jed Lowry. 2-0 count to him. Great hitters count. Lowry turns on it. That's pretty well hit, but that is going to be caught for the third out of the inning. So we're into the ninth, 7-1 Braves. Familia's still on the mound.
You can hear the right field crowd chanting, Tebow, Tebow.
Hey, look, if he gets a base hit every single at-bat, every plate appearance, we can deal with that.
Remember when in Lasting's Millage's first game, he like got a hit or something, and then coming in from the outfield, he high-fived all the fans coming back into down the right field line.
I loved it. I loved it then. I loved it now. I mean, nowadays that would not be nearly as big a deal. Back then, you would have think it was like the world's worst thing. Echeverria is up with 2 outs and nobody on, and that is a lazy fly ball to right field. So the Mets, all they have to do is score 6.
There it is.
There you go.
In the major leagues.
A lot of firsts for Tim Tebow tonight. All right. We're going to do the giveaway. We're going to start the giveaway as soon as the game's over. Their Mets are down by 6, but they got the top of the lineup up. They're ready to go.
Yeah, because the top of the lineup's been so productive.
Here's Nimmo. He's got a 1-0 count. He grounds to second. Why do I always say he grounds to second when it involves the Mets? 1 away. Here's Rosario. 2-1 count to him. And that is a pop fly to shallow center field, 2 away. And Familia's up, so we should do something.
Let's give us at bat to my old buddy Matt Adams.
Matt Adams.
What is he on the year? Like 5 for 38 or something?
He is 4 for 37. Very close. Hitting a solid 108.
Tim Tebow has an 892-point advantage over Matt Adams as a hitter.
Adams stepped up, and he swings at the first pitch because why not? He grounds it down to first. It's booted by Freeman, and he'll be on the error.
Buddy, not paying attention.
And that gives Alonso time to step up and get a cheap home run, but instead he gets a ground out to shortstop. And that's it. Mets lose 7-1 in very uninspiring fashion, Gus Ramsey. That was awful, frankly.
Yeah, I don't have my confidence meter is at an all-time low with this team right now. There's nothing good going on. And try as I might as a manager,
Well, luckily, Gus, the Pirates lost, so we're still a half game up. We're still there.
And the Marlins and the D-backs. So we'll take a day off the calendar and move it right along.
All right, so you want to set the lineup for the Braves game, make sure it's what you want, and see if we can avoid the sweep?
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and crank up that giveaway, too. So this is what we're going to do, chat. We're going to do 3 prizes of 10,000 perfect points. All right. Let me just get that set up here real quick. All right, there we go. The giveaway is going, folks. Hop on in, smash that exclamation point ticket, and you can be entered to win one of 3 prizes of 10,000 perfect points. All right, Gus, how's our lineup looking today?
It's fine. We'll throw Lowry and Nunez in there, see if they can do anything.
All right, Lowry and Nunez are there, so you're good with both of those guys?
Yeah, let her rip.
All right.
Dial one up for us.
We're going to simulate the whole game right now.
Yeah.
And see if Stroman can't get the Mets a desperately needed victory. And the Mets win 4-3 in 12 innings. Wow. Wow. And they come from behind a little bit to do it. They were down 2-1 and tied it, then down 3-2 and tied it. And then all the way into the 12th, the Mets get a walk-off win. Trying to figure out how they got it. Mcneil, game-winning single by Jeff Mcneil in the bottom of the 12th.
Really good bullpen work.
No kidding. Look at that. Stroman, 7 innings, 3 earned. Diaz, scoreless. Lugo, scoreless. Betances, scoreless. Familia, scoreless. That is inspiring, Gus.
We'll take it. We'll take it. You know, it would have been great to win that first game that we lost in 15. If I remember correctly, we had some chances. But,
yeah.
Hey, a win's a win. We needed it badly. Let's move ahead and see what the Pirates did.
All right, let's finish the day. Justin Wilson is still suffering from an elbow strain, and he's going to require some more rest. So, all right, what a shock. By the way, Soroka tore his rotator cuff.
Oh, he and Jacob deGrom can sit home together.
He was 13-3 with a 1.89 ERA and was 4 2/3 into a perfect game and tore his rotator cuff. Wow. Wow. So the Mets remain. Ooh, we picked up a game on the Pirates. We're 1.5 games up now, Gus. I like that. I like that a lot. We also are close to within 2.5 of the Phillies. One win, Gus, and it's all better.
Here come 3 games with the Phillies right now.
That's right. So we want to go ahead and so we're not going to play any of these games. We're just going to set the lineups and check them out. You think?
Maybe we'll jump into the 8th inning of one of them, but we'll sim the first one.
All right. Here's the lineup facing Aaron Nola.
I gotta get Ahmed out of the 2-hole. He's struggling. I don't know, just for giggles, just switch Rosario and Cespedes.
All right.
Put Yoenis in the 2-hole and see what happens.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, fire away.
All right. These are some big series against the Phillies. Let's see if the Mets can't go ahead and win some games here. Come on, Porcello. Oh, the Mets lose 5-4 and 11. Look at this. Look at what happened. This is nuts. It was 1-0, 1-1. 2-1 Phillies at the end of 7. Mets tied in the bottom of the 8th. 2-2. Goes to extras. Phillies get 1 in the 10th. The Mets get 1. Phillies get 2 in the 11th. The Mets get 1. Mets lose 5-4 in 11.
Segura had a run-scoring double off of Lugo.
Yeah, Lugo was the... Lugo appeared to be the villain in this one. Porcello pitched great.
Cespedes had 2 homers out of the 2 spot.
Wow, I think we're going to leave him there for a little while.
Getting 1 out of in the 10th. But that hurts. That hurts.
So we fall another game behind the Phillies. And the Pirates lose again. They are the Pirates. So we're still a game and a half up on them. So let's try the next game against the Phillies. Here's our lineup there against Spencer Howard.
Eduardo Rodriguez has pitched well for us, but doesn't have a win yet. All right, so Cespedes up into the 2-hole. And I'm going to throw my boy Andres Jimenez in at shortstop for Rosario.
All right.
And fire when ready.
How did the Phillies get Brad Hand? Great question. Don't know.
Brad Hand is available every single season in this game. I've yet to do a season where Brad Hand is not on the clock.
All right. Can the Mets get even with the Phillies in the series? The answer is no, not by a long shot. The Mets get crushed 12-3.
Wow.
And they get crushed early and often. It was 5-0 after 3, 8-2 after 4. Not even close. Rodriguez gets mauled for 5 earned and 2 2/3. Sewell also gives up 3 in 1 1/3, and Familia, just for kicks, gives up 4 earned in 2/3 of an inning. Woof.
Yuck.
Jimenez 0 for 4. Cespedes 0 for 4. Nothing worked in that game. Now we're back to a half game up on the Pirates, and we've fallen 4.5 behind the Phillies. We got the last game. Can we avoid getting swept with Thor on the mound? Here's your lineups, Gus.
Put J.D. Davis in his 365 on base in the 2-hole.
All right.
And then fire away.
All right. Can the Mets? Can they do it? You want to just simulate the whole game, or you want to go to like the 8th inning?
Oh, we'll go to the 8th.
Go to the 8th.
Nice of Mcneil and Alonso started.
6-0 Mets after 7.
All right. Well, Syndergaard's at 106 pitches. So let's go into the bullpen. And who's not tired? Nobody.
Wow.
Get Betances up, I guess.
Let's see how tired Betances is. He's at 35%.
All right.
Let's see what Familia is. He's at 39%.
Yeah. One, two. All right. Well, Noah, let's go. Let's just see if he can get us through this inning on a low pitch count.
All right, 1-1 pitch. That is a pop fly behind second, 1 away, 5 outs to go. We're counting outs right now, Gus. Here's Didi Gregorius.
Yep.
2-2 count to him. And that is a base hit. So still 5 outs to go. He's at first. It's 6-0. 114 for Thor, but he's got a couple more at-bats left in him, I think.
Yeah, let's get Betances up anyway, because it could just be a one-batter situation.
Yep.
This is where I'm really missing Wilson.
All right, so Harper is up. We got a shift right, guarding third.
Yep, all good. Go ahead and pitch.
All right, 3-2 count. That's the last thing we wanted to Harper, but he does pop it up, so that's good. 4 outs to go now. 2 away for Rhys Hoskins.
And go ahead and pitch.
A full count to him, too, just making sure that no matter what. And there's a pop out. So Thor going 8 innings of shutout ball. It is 6-0 Mets, bottom of the 8th for J.D. Davis, Mcneil, and Alonso. Davis 1 for 3 today.
Let's go into the bullpen again. Jolly. I guess get what's Walker? What's his health rate?
He is at 4%.
Oh Lord. All right, get Familia up 2. This is gonna be something. All right. Let's get away with JD here.
Pavetta's on the mound. 9.79 punch outs per 9. He strikes out Davis.
Interesting. He's a starter. Why is he pitching? Maybe he's not. Looking at his season totals, I got him out of 10.
There is a grounder to second for Mcneil. Yeah, so he's 61 innings, 3.08 ERA, 3-3. Looks like he's been a bit of both.
I don't know who's done the damage for us today.
Here's Alonso, who's over 2. 0-1 count to him. And that is a ground ball to short.
I can't even remember the last time Alonso hit a home run for us.
It's been a while. It has
All right.
been a while.
Noah's going to get the first batter here as
All
I
right.
go all Terry Collins on him.
That's Moustakis.
Oh, they got history.
2-0 count to Moose. And that is a pop fly, and it is caught by Alonso at first base. So Noah's at 130 pitches. There's 2 outs the Mets need.
One more.
Here's Real Muto, and of course it's a full count. Gus is just asking for Syndergaard to suffer a season-ending injury here, but we also need the complete game.
One more.
2-1 to Matuk, and that is a fly ball that should end the game. And Syndergaard may have pulled a Santana and sacrificed the rest of his career, but he gets the complete game.
Wow. Well, hopefully there's a day off or 2 coming in the schedule.
Wow, the Mets needed it, though. They avoid the sweep. Syndergaard gets the shutout, 140-pitch shutout. Gus Ramsey is being questioned intensely after the game.
Hey, he's a big, strong young man. He told me he felt good. I saw no signs of tiring. It was a very easy 140 pitches, no stress. Another home run for Cespedes, though. He's heating up.
Oh, I didn't have our cameras on for a while. No wonder
That's
everybody was in such a good mood. What's happening, real simple, Hunter? Good to see you.
yeah. There's a rating spike when you turn the camera off.
All right. So
Ramos.
it's not a complete disaster yet because the Mets pick up another game on the Pirates, and yet despite only winning one out of their last I don't know how many games, we're still in the playoffs right now, Gus. We're still there.
Yeah.
We have won only 2 of our last 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 of our last 8. But now we got a day off.
Right.
And we're headed, for some reason, we were already out west.
Yeah.
And now we came home for 5, 6 games, and now we're going back out west.
Well, after a much needed day off. So basically, the bullpen gets 2 days off.
Right.
And now we got a DH week, which makes the lineup options interesting. It would be better if we had Mr. Conforto, but
yeah, look at that now. The entire bullpen is
everybody's
good.
rested, and Syndergaard will get a day, so that'll help.
Everybody's good.
I don't think I can handle 2 Steve and Matt starts in one night. I don't think the chat can handle 2 Steve and Matt starts in one night. We'll sim this first game.
All right, we'll sim it. Let's get our lineup set for the DH.
Yeah.
So this will be
Yeah,
interesting.
this will be interesting. With the lefty on the mound for them. All right. So, we need to add a DH into the lineup. So,
yeah, we just got to drag one down, right? Yeah.
yeah. Against a lefty. Let's look at Nunez and Lowry's lefty numbers. So
Nunez is pretty much, he's a little better against lefties than righties. Little bit.
Basically the same guy, and positionally, I can throw him second base, third base, or DH. Okay. And then let's check Lowry.
Lowry is better definitely against lefties. I mean, he's same contact, but better gap, better power, better eye, better avoid case.
Yeah. All right. So let's put Lowry in the lineup. He's pretty bad defensively everywhere, so maybe he's going to be our DH.
All right.
Cespedes is red hot. Let's put JD 2, Cespedes 5.
All right.
And let's go Ramos, Lowry, Rosario at the bottom of the order.
All right.
And Ahmed's kind of the double leadoff guy. All right. And so we got double lefty matchups here. Mats versus Heaney. And they do have Mr. Trout in the lineup.
Mike Trout so far hitting .313 with 38 home runs and 89 RBI. Is that good in August?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, the rest of their lineup, though. Can you move your mouse?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, rest of the lineup, not overly intimidating. So we'll see. Maybe Mr. Matz can give us a good outing.
Actually, I think, now that I look at this, I think I might not be properly showing the whole screen. So hold on one second here. I realized that I might be cutting off a little bit of my screen somehow. Hold on one second.
Does the chat think Mike Trout will be a 60-game season MVP?
Why is this not the right size anymore? This used to be the right size.
It's gotten smaller since we started losing.
Yeah, good point. All right, hold on a second. Let me... all right. Hold on a second. I think we're going to lose this lineup, but I got to cancel out of the game for 1 second. Got to go to my settings. Got to go to my... Yeah, the interface should be 1920 by 1080. That's what it should be. That's what it should be. Sorry, chat. I think now I'm going to have it right, though. Yoink, there we go. Okay, very good. Nothing like making the adjustments on the fly. Okay, now we're ready. Now we'll get back to the game. I hope we still got our lineup in there that we wanted. No, we don't. Sorry, my bad.
All right, so Lowry.
Lowry is the DH.
Yep.
And he is 8. And Rosario is 9.
Yep.
Cespedes was 2. 5.
JD 2.
JD 2. Okay. Is that what we want?
That's what we want.
All right. All right. So this one we're simming because we can't deal with mats anymore, right? Got it? What's going on? Sock, how are you? And the Mets lose 9-4, giving up 6 runs in the 7th.
Yeah, rested bullpen didn't step up.
What happened in the 7th? Looks like Edwin Diaz happened in the 7th.
You know, a combination of Mats and Diaz.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I almost told you I was going to tell you to set Mats's pull from game to quicker, but decided not to. Who knows? But Diaz not helping anyway, and the offense pretty bland there.
Rosario with a double and a 2-out RBI. Lowry with a 2-out RBI.
JD 0 for 4 with 4 Ks in the 2-hole. Not what we were hoping for there.
No, definitely not. Trout with a 3-run homer.
Did he? Okay, well.
Yep.
He's my Trout.
No, Sock, I cannot win without 1986, Doc. Bender guy says it'll be interesting because the teams in the north won't be playing in 40-degree weather for the start of the season like usual, so you may see some unexpected MVP candidates.
It's true.
All right. So now, here's the situation. The Mets are 1.5 game ahead of the Pirates for the wild card. 67-58. 3-7 in their last 10. And going into the second game of the series against the Angels. Who's pitching and what is the lineup looking like today? We've got Griffin Canning. I'm not going to pretend like I've ever heard of him.
Probably went to Yale with a name like Griffin Canning.
Facing Marcus Stroman.
And I'm from Greenwich, Connecticut. I can make that joke, people. All right, so we're missing somebody in the lineup.
A couple of people, actually.
Pete Alonso's not in the lineup for some reason. Okay, well, let's put Alonso in there at first. Let's put let's put Tim Tebow in the 9-hole as our DH.
Yes, love it.
I mean, he's batting 1,000. So let's see, JD. Oh, you know what happened is Mcneil defaulted to third base. That's why. So Mcneil goes to right. JD goes to third. All right, we need some offense. So what am I going to do here? I'm going to go. It's just Nimmo's got a 394 on base. So Nimmo, Cespedes 2, McNeil 3, Alonso 4, Cano 5, Ramos 6. That's fine. Rosario, Davis, Tebow. That'll work.
All right, Tebow.
And Marcus Stroman on the mound.
Tebow.
We'll play this one just so we can all enjoy all the Tebow at bats.
All right, here we go. We're playing it out in beautiful Anaheim.
Oof! I was there for the 2000 and what year was their World Series against the Giants? 2002.
I was going to say 03, but
03. It might have been 03. Oh my God, the thunder sticks! Those things were so loud. But the Rally Monkey is the greatest ballpark invention of all time, so that was a lot of fun.
Better than Baby Shark?
By a landslide.
that was a softball.
I actually kind of enjoyed Baby Shark. Like I thought it was, as much as it's a stupid song, I thought it was a cool thing for the ballpark to do. But the Rally Monkey was incredible. The way they would edit the vignettes with the monkey showing up and key moments and great movie scenes and things like that. And, all right, Brandon, we need some offense. Let's go.
There's a fly ball to center field to lead off the game, and it gets over the center fielder's head all the way to the wall.
It's Mike Trout. You don't see that very often.
No, you don't. I don't know if Trout totally... He might have lost that in the sun. He didn't look like he was comfortable with that.
Cespedes up to 14 homers.
All right, here's Cespedes with a man on second and nobody out. Gets a full count and a walk. So first and second for the Mets leading off here in the first. And here's Jeff Mcneil.
Remember when Mcneil was the leader in the league in RBIs?
I do. Fun. He still got 74. It's not the worst, but...
Had a very productive but really quiet last 2 months of a productive season. I can't remember him getting a big hit.
2-2 to McNeil. And he is hit by the pitch. The Mets have the bases loaded with nobody out here in the top of the first.
Least dangerous the Mets ever are is when the bases are loaded and nobody's out.
And Yale graduate Griffin Canning struggling.
Well, we don't know when the last time Pete Alonso homered on the stream was. We're going to have to go back in the archives for that.
Could it be a grand slam? It's an 0-2 count. It's not a grand slam, but it is an RBI single. Now the question is, Cespedes, do you want him to try to score? It's a shallow ball. Cespedes is a fast runner, and Corey Dickerson has a normal arm.
I love the delayed decision by the third base coach here. Yeah, you know what? We need to make things happen. Let's be aggressive.
And he does score. Well done.
All right.
First and second, still nobody out. 2-0 Mets. Robbie Cano at the plate. Griffin Canning is struggling.
A great first half for Cano. He's been okay in the second half.
Then it is a 2-2 pitch and a strikeout. So he strikes out. 1 out. Ramos at the plate. Ramos, the Mets want to get more than just 2 from this. He's got an 0-1 count, and that is a ground ball to second. It's a Wilson Ramos special, a double play, 2-0 Mets at the end of the first, of the top of the first.
All right. Well, two runs is a...
It's something.
It's party time for the Mets. They get 2 runs in the first.
Here's Stroman. He gives up a leadoff single.
He wants to give it right back to Luis...
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, me neither. Double play depth and hold the runner. Yonder Alonso, he's slow.
2-2 count. And that is a ground ball to second. And it gets past the second baseman. It not played well, and it goes as a single. Generous scoring from the scorekeeper. And it's first and second. Nobody out.
Double play depth and pitch away.
1-0 count to Dickerson. It's ground ball to Alonso. He throws it over to second for 1. It's a double play. Just what the doctor ordered. So now there is a man at third with 2 outs and somebody named Mike Trout at the plate.
Well, at least the worst he can do is tie it. So let's pitch to Mr. Trout.
Here's the pitch. It's a 1-0 count to Trout. And that is a ground ball to Rosario. He picks it up over to Alonso, and the Mets escape. 2-0 Mets after 1.
Good job, Mr. Stroman.
All right, Rosario steps up and then sits down with the strikeout. Here's J.D. Davis. He's got a 1-1 pitch. And that is well hit to left field. And that is gone.
Out towards the Thundersticks.
441-foot home run. J.D. Davis gets his 14th of the year, and it's 3-0 Mets. And what is that? I hear the crowd is on their feet. On their feet, they are screaming for Tim Tebow, who is at the plate right now, Gus Ramsey.
Leading the major leagues in hitting. Very exciting at bat.
Look at that. 1,000 average, 1,000 on base, a 2,000 OPS. Unbelievable. By the way, there's still a giveaway going for another 5 minutes or so. Hit exclamation point ticket if you have not to enter the giveaway for 3 prizes of 10,000 perfect points. All right, here's Tebow. 1 out. Nobody on. 1-0 count. And that is a weak ground ball to second. Over to first. 1 away. Excuse me, 2 away. 'tis not weak, is strong.
He hit that with his bicep.
Nimmo, the king of the on-base percentage, gets a 4-pitch walk. He's at first with 2 outs for Cespedes. Cespedes makes the count full, and he gets into under it a little bit, and that's a fly ball to left field, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. So the Mets continue to get to Griffin, and the Yaley has given up 3 runs on 3 hits through 2 innings. Here is Brian Goodwin. And because the Mets never like to do anything easy, it's a leadoff walk. Justin Upton, the DH, is at the plate.
Hold the runner, and
We got a shift left going on here. You want double play depth?
Yeah.
All right. Double play depth, hold the runner, 1-0 count. And it gets by Ramos. That's going to be a passed ball. Goodwin goes to second.
Now we'll go shift left. Yeah, you're good. Go ahead and pitch.
All right, 2-1 count. And that is a base hit to left field. Is the runner going to come in? The runner is attempting to score. Here comes a play. It's going to be close, but that is safe. So the Angels get one back. It's 3-1. There's still nobody out. And Justin Upton with speed, or with some speed, is at second base. And Jason Castro, the catcher, at the plate.
Just hold the runner. Open third base here.
Mets would be happy if they could keep the runner from advancing to third. There's a fly ball to left, and they are happy. The runner does not advance. A wasted out by the Angels. Here's Iglesias. Are you holding the runner still?
Yeah.
2-2 count to Iglesias, and that is a ground ball that gets by the shortstop, and that is going to be a run-scoring single yet again. The play at the plate is late. It is 3-2 Mets. Still only one away, and a man on first, and Gonzalez, the third baseman, at the plate.
Double play depth. Hold the runner.
1-1 count. And that is a base hit to center field. The hit parade continues. Throw to third prevents anyone from moving on to third. One away, first and second. Rengifo, I believe.
Let's hit the mound.
All right.
So Marcus with his head of his keister. And double play depth.
1-0 pitch. And that is ripped down the right field line. That is going to at least tie the game. And that is going to put the Angels ahead. It's 4-3 Los Angeles now. 4 runs here in the bottom of the second. Still only 1 away.
Jump into the bullpen and warm up Mr. Waka.
Waka, by the way, is at 70%. So, all right. Alonso at the plate. Not the good one. He's got a 2-0 count, and that is a high fly ball to center field. Center field is going back. He will make the play. 2 away. The runner advances to third. So now with 2 outs and a runner at third, here is Corey Dickerson. You would hope to not have to face the guy behind him.
That would be nice.
Here's the pitch, 1-2 count, and that is a strikeout. So a disastrous inning for Marcus Stroman, and it's 4-3 Angels after 2.
Well, the good news is Mr. Canning has thrown 51 pitches in the first 2 innings.
So it is a silent G, so it's pronounced Renifro. Thank you, Pitch. I appreciate that. All right. One more minute, we'll wrap up the giveaway. Here is Mcneil. 2-0 count to Mcneil. And that is a ground ball to short, over to first, 1 away. Here's Alonso. He's got a 1-2 count. And that is a ground ball down to first. Toss over to the pitcher. The play is botched. And Alonso will get all the way to the second on the error. He is at second with 1 away. Cano at the plate. He's got an 0-2 count. And that is a ground ball down to third. The runner will not advance. Cano is out at second. 2 away for Ramos. A base hit could tie the game. Ramos has a 1-0 pitch. I like that count. And that is going to be a pop out to second. And that's the end of the inning. 4-3 Angels through 2.5. So here's Trout. If you got to face him, facing him with the bases empty is the way to do it. There's the pitch. That is a wildly, strangely hit ball that is caught by the first baseman for 1 away. Some sort of a strange wind-blown foul ball out. Here's Goodwin. And that is a home run. 435-foot blast. My goodness. 5-3 Angels. Here is Upton. 2-2 count to him. And that is a strikeout. 2 away. And here's Jason Castro. 1-1 count. That is another well-struck ball, but this looks like it's going to stay in, and it will, and it's actually not that well-struck, and it's an out. 3 outs. 5-3 Angels after 3. Gus Ramsey's not happy in the dugout.
No, we can't get timely hits. We can't get any good starting pitching other than Noah.
Rosario strikes out. 1 away. Here's Davis. He's got a full count. And that is a walk, so that's what you like to see. Here's Tebow. We doing anything here?
Just sitting back and being in awe.
Swinging away. Swinging away. That's it. Double play for Tebow, but boy, he struck it well, Gus.
Hey, if you had said that Tim Tebow was not going to strike out on his first 3 major league at-bats, he would have lost a lot of money.
You're exactly right.
Because you know everybody would have bet that he would have.
Bottom 4th, the Angels with a 5-3 lead. Iglesias strikes out to lead off the inning.
Stroman needs to settle down here.
Stroman walks Gonzalez, the number 9 hitter. He's at first, 1 out for Renifo.
Hold the runner.
Swinging at the first pitch. And the runner is moving. It's a base hit. So the runner had to hold up. Wasn't sure where it was going. And we'll still get to third. First and third, 1 away for the wrong Alonso.
Hold the runner.
Holding the runner. 2-0 count to Alonso. That is a well-hit ball deep to center field. Not deep enough to be a hit or home run, but definitely deep enough to get the runner home. It is 6-3 Angels. 2 outs, man on first for Dickerson. Once again, even though it's now 6, you still want to do what you can to not face Trout with 2 guys on base. So here's Dickerson. He's swinging at the first pitch, and that gets away. He's not swinging, but the first pitch gets away. That is a wild pitch. Stroman is just a disaster today. 1-1 count to him, and that is a fly ball to left field. And the play will be made. So once again, Trout will lead off an inning, but it's still 6-3 Angels through 4.
All right, let's go back into the bullpen.
Okay.
And get up Familia.
All right, Familia is up. All right, gang, we're going to take about 10 seconds and we are going to do the giveaway. I'll give you guys 10 seconds to get your last entries in, hit exclamation point ticket, and then we'll do the giveaway. In the meantime, let's see if Nimmo can't get on here. Nimmo grounds down to first, 1 away. 5 more seconds for the giveaway, gang. Cespedes works a full count and gets a walk, so he's at first. And we are closing the giveaway. Here's Mcneil. Are we moving anybody around here?
No, we're just trying to get a hit off of Griffin Canning.
Mcneil's got a 1-0 count. That is a pop fly to right field. That'll be the second out of the inning, 2 away.
Got him to 100 pitches in 5 innings, and he's out of the game. But
Dylan Bundy is now in the game. Comes in with 2 outs in the 5th. They weren't going to leave him in to try to get the win. Here's Alonso with a 1-1 count. He gets on base on catcher's interference. So it is first and second with 2 outs for Cano. A blast here, Gus, and who knows what will happen. 0-2 to Cano. Say it ain't so. Strikeout. Boo. All right, 6-3 Angels through 4.5. Let's do the giveaway. All right, gang. So we're doing 3 giveaways of 10,000 perfect points. If you win, all you need to do is hit me up on Discord, Rich G, and I'm going to need your perfect team username. So winner number 1 is St. Louis Jason or STL Jason. Winner number 2 is Phil B. Good stuff, Phil. And winner number 3 is Bender Guy. There we go. Love it. All right, so all 3 of you fine people have won 10,000 perfect points. Just hit me up on Discord at Rich G and give me your perfect team username, and we will be squared away. All right, here we go. Mike Trout at the plate.
Familia into the game, please.
All right, Familia is in the game. Are we doing any double switch? No, I guess we don't need to with the DH, right?
American League.
All right, here's Familia versus Trout. Should we just hit Trout?
No.
Okay. I like Mike Trout. I'm just having fun. And here we go. 0-2 count. And Familia strikes him out. Well done, Neris. All right, here's Goodwin. 1-0 count to him. And that is a pop fly in right behind first base. The play is made. 2 outs for Upton. Shifted to the left here is the infield and the outfield. Here's the pitch. 1-2 count. And he strikes him out. So Familia comes in and gets the job done. All right. Here is Ramos, Rosario, and Davis. Ramos has a 2-2 count, and that is a well-hit ball. That's going to get all the way to the wall. Wilson Ramos is going to lead off with a double. Nice job, Buffalo. Rosario at the plate here.
Swing away.
1-1 count to Rosario. And that is a slow roller to the pitcher. It does move the runner over to third, although it being Ramos, it's not as effective as it would normally be. But hey, man on third, 1 out. J.D. Davis at the plate. 1-0 count to Davis, and that is a fly ball into short. No, not even short. That is a pop fly. It doesn't get out of the infield. 2 outs. One of the worst possible at-bats. And here's Tebow.
Chance for his first Major League RBI.
Come on, Tim. 2-2 count. Make it happen. He strikes out. Swing it. Dang it. Bottom 6. Familia is still in there. Want to go to the bullpen and warm someone up?
No.
All right. Familia's in there. 1-1 count. And that is a base hit to left field. Angels have the leadoff man on first.
Double play depth. Yep. Okay.
Hold the runner. Nope, not with that slow guy on. 1-1 count with the catcher at first. There's a ground ball down to third. They do not go for 2. They go just for the first base. 1 out. Man on first. Here's Gonzalez at the plate. 2-1 to him. And that is a ground ball to Rosario. Scoops it up over to Alonso. 2 outs. No runner advances. And Renifo is at the plate with 2 outs and a man on second. 1-1 count to him. And that looks like a pass ball. So Ramos continues to struggle behind the plate. Castro down to third. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Strike 3. So no harm, no foul. No runs for the Angels. It's 6-3, top 7.
All right, now let's go into the bullpen.
All right.
And let's warm up. I guess we'll go with Brock.
All right, Brock it is. Mets need some runs. Here's Nimmo. 0-2 count, strikeout. Here's Cespedes. 0-2 count, strikeout. Here is Mcneil. 1-1 count. Well hit ball to right field, but the play is made. A diving catch is made, and that's it. 3 up, 3 down. Bottom 7, 6-3 Mets. Excuse me, 6-3 Angels. Familia's still out there. Bringing in Brock? All right. Here's Brock to face Alonso, Dickerson, and Trout. Alonso grounds down to first, 1 away. Here's Dickerson, 0-1 count. And that is a fly ball into deep left field off the base of the wall. Dickerson is easily into second base with a double. And here comes Trout with a man on second and 1 away. Full count to the GOAT, and he strikes out looking.
0 for 4 with 2 Ks for Trout.
Here's Goodwin.
Pitch around.
Pitching around Goodwin. 3-1 count, and he walks.
Okay.
Here's Upton.
Pitch away.
2-0 to Upton, and that is a fly ball hit into fairly deep center field, but the play is made. So we head to the 8th. The Mets are down 3 with Alonso, Cano, and Ramos coming up. And
let's warm up Lugo.
Hobie Milner is the new pitcher. Hobie Milner.
No relation to my favorite Met, John Milner.
Pete Alonso at the plate. 2-0 count. That is a home run kind of a count. And in fact, that is a home run kind of a plate appearance. There you go. There's a Pete Alonso home run for you, Gus. 459 feet worth.
It's a well-struck ball.
That is a well-struck ball from the polar bear. And the Mets now trail 6-4. That was Alonso's 24th of the season. Here is Cano. He's got a 2-2 count. And that is a fly ball into shallow left field for the second out of the inning. And here comes Ramos. Ramos 1 for 3 today. He's got a 3-1 count. He is swinging, and he pops it, or excuse me, gets it over the shortstop for the base hit. And for some reason, he is thrown out at second base trying to stretch it. That makes absolutely no sense. No sense whatsoever. But the Mets get a run, and it's 6-4 at the bottom in the bottom of the 8th. Sometimes the animation doesn't quite line up. I'm gonna just go with that. Here's Hobie Milner, who is on the mound facing Rosario, Davis, and Tebow. Wait a second.
Yeah, it was still the top of the 8th.
Oh, that was only the second out of the inning, not the... Yeah. Okay, I thought that was the third out of the inning. My bad.
Stay with us, Mr. Kiner.
I'm trying. I'm looking to the right. I'm looking to the left. I'm thinking there's 3 outs. It's Rosario at the plate. It's a 1-0 count to Rosario. And he grounds it down to first for the third out of the inning. And now we're going to the bottom of the 8th with the Mets down 6-4. I got it. I'm on it.
We'll bring in Mr. Lugo, please.
All right, here comes Seth Lugo to face Castro, Iglesias, and Gonzalez. That is a strikeout of Castro, 1 away. Here's Iglesias. 1-0 to him. That is a ground ball to second, 2 away. And here's Gonzalez. 1-0 to him. And that is a ripped past a diving Pete Alonso for a base hit. It's a 2-out single. And here is Renifo. We're going to hold Gonzalez?
Sure.
All right. 0-1 to Gonzalez. And that is a line out to second base. So the Mets are down 2 heading into the 9th inning with Davis, Tebow, and Nimmo scheduled to appear.
Against our old buddy, Hansel Robles.
Hansel Robles, indeed. Here's JD. He's got a 1-0 count. And And that is a fly ball into medium center field, and the play is going to be made one away. Are you letting Tebow hit here, or are you switching up?
No, I am not going to let Mr. Tebow hit here. We'll go to Lowry.
All right, here's Jed Lowry. He's got a 0-1 count. And that is I can't tell, was that caught? Nope, that was caught. 2 outs. Diving play made by Trout in center field, and here's Nimmo. Nimmo is the last chance for the Mets. He's got a full count. And I don't know what the heck that was. That was another crazy pop-up. Some wild stuff going on here tonight with the Winds, but it doesn't matter. The Mets lose, Gus. 6-4. Ah.
We do no right. We get a 3-run lead, and we throw it in the trash.
Brutal, brutal, brutal. Life of Riley, welcome. It's called Out of the Park Baseball 21. Thank you, Bender Guy. Boy, the Mets lose 6-4. We don't even need to look at the box score. All right, Gus. So as we look to wrap it up, what do we want to do? We want to sim this final game of the West Coast trip? You want to blast through and sim the last 3 or 4 games? Or do you want to just call it a night and try to regroup?
No, let's sim through the Oakland series.
All right. All right, so let's make sure we got the lineups that we want. We're going to quickly sim through these games, and we will then wrap it for the night. So here's so clearly the Mets lineup needs a little love here.
Right. So Alonso goes into the 4 spot, obviously. So put Pete in there. Let's put Jimenez in for Rosario at shortstop. Get a lefty stick in there. Let's put Matt Adams in as the DH in the 9 spot. And so that means Mcneil goes to right. Davis goes to third. Flip-flop Mcneil and Davis in the lineup. Ramos goes above Jimenez, and Adams goes above Jimenez. And there you go.
All right, let's see if we can't get a win from Porcello.
Julio Teheran, the former Brave. The Mets have seen him many times.
Giving them the innings, 115 innings. You got to like that. Come on, Mets. Can we get 1? We can. We get 3 in the 9th and hold on to win 9-8. Oh my goodness, what a wild win! Look at that. Look at that trajectory. Holy mackerel! What in the heck happened there? Whew, 9-8. Cespedes was 2 for 5 with a homer. Lugo gets the save. Cano had a 2-run double in the top of the 9th to put him up 8-7. Porcello gives up 7 earned in 4 2/3, but then the bullpen and Sewald and Diaz come to the rescue. Lugo gives up the run, but does get the save. Wow, the Mets. That was a late one, wasn't it? Because the Mets, they must have rallied. So
7 runs in the last 2 innings.
Yeah, look at that. Wow.
Last 3.
Very good. All right, so we'll take it. We get 1.
Tell you what, the game has been kind to Cespedes when we sim.
Yeah, let's take a quick look at the standings here before we sim the last 3. And we are dead even with the Pirates now for that wild card spot. Dead even.
And the Diamondbacks 3.5. So it's quickly becoming a 3 teams for 1 spot kind of race.
All right, so let's take a look at this. So before we are going to call it a night in just a minute, but we're going to quickly sim these last 3 games here. Sorry, I'm going to the wrong place. Against the A's before we call it a night, and then we come back next week with Nationals, Cubs, and Rockies and get in September. All right, so let's set our lineups real quick. We'll sim these last 3 games, and then we will get out of here, folks. What are we looking at here?
So lefty Sean Manaea, so we need a DH. Let's go with, I'll give Nunez an opportunity here. Let's put Nunez at second and make Cano the DH.
All right, so Nunez, bat him second, you said?
I'll make him the second baseman
Oh, sorry.
and make Cano the DH.
All right.
And flip Cespedes and Davis in the lineup.
Okay.
Good to go.
All right. Let's see if the Mets can.
How about if Eduardo Rodriguez can get a win?
Yeah, that would be nice. Let's see what happens. We're going to hit the simulate game button. And the Mets get the win 5-4 by scoring 5 runs in the 8th inning. Unbelievable. They're down 4-0 going to the 8th. They get 5 in the 8th and win it. Wow.
Nunez.
Alonso gets a 2-run homer in the 8th. That's what put the Mets up 5-4. We've been killing Alonso for a while, but he delivered tonight, Gus Ramsey.
Nunez got 2 hits for us. Rodriguez doesn't get the win, but pitched okay.
We'll take okay right now, Gus.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a big spot. So at the least, at the worst, we're still tied for the wild card, that second wild card. Let's take a look at the standings. Oh, we're a half game back. What did they do? Win a doubleheader or something?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh my gosh. All right. Okay.
Everybody's winning now. All of a sudden.
All of a sudden they're winning. All right, let's set up our lineup for the second game in Oakland.
Another left. AJ Puck in his 6.26 ERA. Well, Nunez had some hits, so he gets to go back to the DH spot. Elevate him above Nito in the lineup.
Okay.
And Cespedes was 0 for the last game, so he'll stay down there. Put Lowry in at second base for Cano. Robbie is freezing cold right now. Started the evening, he was hitting 311. He's down to 302. And move Cespedes up in front of Lowry.
Okay.
And this will be interesting to see how far Noah goes.
Yeah, no kidding. Noah's 11-6 with a 2.95 ERA, 168 strikeouts in 173 innings.
Coming off the 140 pitches.
Yeah, coming off 140 pitches is right. What's going to happen? Let's find out, Gus. Let's going to simulate.
An extra day of rest, so.
Let's see if the Mets can win the second game of the series. The answer is no. They lose 2-1.
Oh.
2-1. Tough game for the Mets to lose. Syndergaard again does not let the bullpen get in the game. 114 pitches, 2 earned and 12 strikeouts. But it's not enough.
That's what Mike Flanagan of the Orioles used to call a complete loss.
All right. So we are going to close it out by simulating the, and now we're a game and a half behind the Pirates, simulating the final game of the West Coast road trip, the second West Coast road trip in 3 weeks.
At some point, we have to win like 5 or 6 in a row.
Well, we're just saving it till late September, so that we can have the incredibly exciting pennant race where we sneak in and then we go on a run to win the World Series. But I'm getting ahead of ourselves.
Alonso back into the 4-hole. JD 2 and Mcneil 3. JD goes to third base. McNeil goes to right. I can only give Matt Adams so many chances. Let's go with Lowry in the 9 spot as the DH. And then flip Ramos and Rosario.
All right. Can the Mets win 2 out of 3 and come home in reasonably good position? Let's find out. Yes, 11-8 in 18 innings.
Thank God we have a day off.
Oh my God, 18 innings. and they score 3 in the 18th. That is impossible.
Well, look at that. Both teams scored in the 11th, and both teams scored in the 12th. This is
Wow.
like the Mets Braves Rick Camp game.
Wow. Lowry gets the run scoring single in the 18th to put him up 9-8.
He went 4 for 7. Cano 4 for 9. By the way, thank God Noah went the distance the game before.
No kidding. Alonso 3 for 10. Rosario leaves 11 men on base. Alonso leaves 9 on base. Holy moly.
Cespedes another homer. His only hit of the game. 9 walks. 21 strikeouts for each team.
Wow. Look at that. Look at that. So, Matz, Familia, Diaz, Sewald, Lugo, Betances, Brock, Waka, Stroman.
Waka, 4 no-hit innings. They had to go to Stroman to get 2 outs, and he got them.
Wow.
That's an interesting way. And the A's,
Well, they went with the opener, didn't they?
I guess, yeah.
Wow.
And their last pitcher was Luzardo. He's a position player,
Luzardo, yeah.
isn't he? Isn't Jesus Luzardo like an outfielder?
I don't
Am I
think
thinking
so.
of-
Looks like he's a pitcher. Yeah.
No. Who's the guy they have with the cannon arm in the outfield? Isn't his last name? They call him the Laser.
Well, let's see. Is this guy one of those? He's a pitcher. Yeah, he's just a pitcher. This one is anyway.
I don't know who I'm thinking of.
According to what I'm looking at, Gus, but I'm no expert. I don't know.
Well, I know we won a game that we desperately needed to win.
Bender says you would have won that in 14, Gus. And I agree with you, Bender guy. All right, we got 2 outfield assists, too. All right, so here's where we are. As we wrap it up tonight, let's take a look at the
We have an
schedule.
off day, right?
Right,
So
it's our off day.
let him sim through the off day just in case the Pirates play.
Right. So now it is Tuesday, August 25th, and the standings look like this. We are 1 game behind the Pirates.
Tied in the loss column, though.
Yep. All right, Gus. I'm gonna hit the save button here. By the way.
Philly's not completely out of reach.
Oh no, nothing is out of reach right now. Nothing is out of reach.
Them a few more times.
I mean, look how badly we played, and yet we're a game out of the wild card, right? Like we're still 10 games over 500.
Yeah.
We're okay. We're gonna be okay.
Can we quickly check on Dom Smith in the Red Sox and see what kind of year he's had for them since we traded him away?
Let's
Because
take a look.
Eduardo Rodriguez has done nothing for us.
So Dom Smith for the Red Sox has hit 253 with 7 homers and 18 RBI. So he's got a nice solid 538 slugging percentage and an 888 OPS.
They've gotten more out of Dom than we've gotten out of Rodriguez.
They've gotten a lot more. They've also gotten 5 doubles. Yeah, 7 homers. A lot more out of them.
And how close are we to Conforto returning?
Let's take a look. Conforto is out for 6 more days.
All right, so he's getting close. And let's check our pitching staff real quick.
It's by the way, the guy you're thinking of, Gus, is thank you, chat, Ramon Laureano.
Oh yeah, I know. Okay, thank you. Pitching. How's our bullpen looking after all that?
So we've had the off day, and Familia, Lugo, and Sewald are at least okay, but Diaz, Brock, and Betances and Waka are all still wiped out.
All right. Well, next week we'll have to bring up. I need to get a lefty in that bullpen.
We're going to be able to bring up or add a couple more guys to the roster soon as well.
Oh yeah, we're getting close to the end of August, aren't we?
Yep, it's August 25th. So another.
For next week, I'm gonna need to go to. Probably Daniel Zamora is gonna have to get called up. We can do that after we can sign off and then do some of that stuff.
All right. And set Walker to relief pitcher so you can see his stuff better. Okay. I'll do that. Set position to reliever. Good. All right, Gus Ramsey. This was a lot of fun. We've been struggling to win, but it's still always so much fun doing this with you, Gus.
Well,
Thank
hey,
you.
we got to see Tim Tebow's first major league hit.
What could be better?
We saw Syndergaard throw 140 pitches, and we had an 18-inning game. So I don't know what the hell else you want from a Friday night, but there you go.
That's exactly right. All right, chat. Thank you guys so much for being here on a Friday night. We appreciate it. Gus and I will be back with GnR Run the Mets next Friday. We'll get into September at least. Hopefully we'll rally back into that playoff spot. I have a feeling. I don't know why, Gus. I just have a feeling we're still going to make it to the playoffs. I feel good about it.
Bad week to stop sniffing airplane.
One of the best movies of all time. In fact, I watched I randomly happened to catch the dancing scene from Airplane last night. Still holds up.
You know that Jonathan Banks from Breaking Bad is in that movie?
I did not know that.
Yeah, the guy who's the flight controller guy when they go to him and he's like, he's at 1,200 feet. He's at 800 feet.
Yes.
He's at 50. He's all over the place. That's Jonathan Banks.
Love it. Love it. Well, thank you, Gus Ramsey, for being here. You're the best. Appreciate it. Thank you, chat, for being here. You are the best. I cannot thank you enough for being the best community in video games. Remember, if you won our giveaway tonight, make sure you hit me up on Discord. As always, thank you for the incredible support that you give us here at Out of the Park Baseball. Check out Out of the Park Baseball 21. Remember, this Tuesday night, live on MLB Network, we are unveiling our official 2020 Insane 60-game season predictions. The division winners, the wild card winners, the playoff bracket, the lead leaguers in batting average, home runs, RBI, stolen bases, wins, saves, ERA. It's going to be madness. Then there's going to be a big article in The Athletic and a big Out of the Park Now podcast deep dive into all of that. Look for that on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, everybody, and stay safe, be smart, and we'll talk to you again real soon.